Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalrin, and in today's video I'll be teaching you guys some tips and tricks on how to play Combat Rogue in 2v2 arenas. So, how to play Rogue overall is, I guess, should be the better title, but we're going to talk about Combat Rogue specific abilities and some of the things that only Combat Rogues can do compared to Subtlety and Assassination. So, in today's video I'll be discussing the goals you're trying to accomplish as a Combat Rogue, the strategies you may develop as a Combat Rogue from personal experience as well as from your own experience, and some of the tips and tricks that I've learned in actual arenas. Now, we're going to be facing different team comps today, and I'll tell you exactly the strategies that we are, going to be following depending on the team comp that we are facing. And this video is applied for anywhere between 1500 MMR bracket to, I would say, maybe upper 1800, lower 1900, but this should cover just about everybody who is in my I guess subscriber base, and some of the guys that are trying to learn how to play a Combat Rogue in Arena and are trying to establish a foothold within the PvP community. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Let's get into some matches. The first game of the day, we have a Frost Mage and an Affliction Warlock. Now, me and Tirga are both playing ramp up comps, Fire Mage and Combat Rogue. Because me and Tirga have decent synergy, even without Skype call in these arenas, we decided we're going to ramp up our damage by going offensive and CCing the Mage. Now, we got a Trinket out of the Warlock pretty early as they're trying to play as defensive as possible, so we take this opportunity to keep pushing offensive pressure without having to use a severe amount of cooldowns. So Tirga is getting his dots up, I'm getting my insight up as quick as I can. We got Orb out of the Mage, and we got defensives out of the Warlock. Plenty of them. So now we're going to pretty much reset any kind of damage to throw at us through Ice Blocks and Vanishes if required. And on top of that, if you check out this part right here, the Mage pulls down a Ice Ring in order to make sure the Warlock doesn't get killed by me, hoping that I stand in it. I don't step in it, and then from here I use Kill Spree mechanic because I know the Warlock is eventually going to vanish back. I follow him. Afterwards I jump down to avoid a fear, and then a Death Throw above back up and finish off the Warlock. Because as a Combat Rogue, that's why this video is, Combat Rogue based, Combat Rogues can do things other classes can't, like chasing a target. So if you know a class that's like a Feral Druid or a Druid of any sort is going to blink away, a Mage that will try to blink away from you, a Warlock that will try to port, or a Monk that will try to port, maybe even a Warrior that will try to Heroic Leap, Combat Rogues can chase him down once you have him locked down in a tight spot. That is something you need to remember, and that's something you can learn as a Combat Rogue within 2v2 arenas, and it can help you out a ton. The next comp we face is a Frost Mage Feral Druid. Feral Druids die if they don't get a trinket, so we try to force one early by using Blind. Afterwards we're just gonna go ham. DKs, you don't even want to sit on them. Let them try to peel, just pop defensives and live through the damage, sit heavily on this Feral, and try to concentrate as much damage as possible. Do watch out for their walls and for their self-healing, but if you keep forcing pressure on them, and by trying to LOS the DK as best you can, CCing him in order to stop him from peeling, you can honestly get this kind of team killed as quickly as possible. And at the most part, in most games, just remember, don't try to hit the Death Knight, try to hit the other target, unless it's another Death Knight or a Brewmaster. Otherwise you get yourself work cut out for you. Because as you'll see right here, it just took us ages to kill the DK by himself. So many defensives, plenty of healing, and just a really tanky class overall. But they can't really peel in arenas all too well, they don't have as much utility as, let's say, a Red Paladin, so in the end, even though Death Knight's a strong 1v1, I would still say they're balanced within arena settings. Alright, the last game of the day is an interesting one because we're facing against another comp that is, I would say, also heavily reliant on ramp up mechanic, but they can ramp up their damage much quicker in my personal opinion. So we're going to expect two different types of counter pressure from this comp. One is going to be the burst pressure, and they're either going to focus me or Tirga. In this case, they focus Tirga, which is just going to reset with Ice Block. Another counter pressure is when Karma comes out. If we can force Karma and live through it, then we'll be just fine. This is something to note. Even though Monk's Karma has been buffed, if you cloak it and deal enough damage through it while cloaked, you can actually reduce whatever is left of Karma. If you are dealing enough damage, you can actually get through Karma within 5 seconds of cloak up, and once that cloak is down, Monk doesn't really have anything else to respond to you with. Afterwards, I even just throw out a Killing Spree onto the Monk at the very end, simply just for the small amount of damage that it does, enough to finish off the Monk, and a nice finish from Death from above. Even though I'm low health, rogues are very tanky, Be reliant on your feint, be reliant on your group rates, and also reliant on a friendly to help CC the other target in order to help you recover and re-establish stealth if necessary. Otherwise, once you start getting the early pressure and early advantage over the other team, it's really hard to lose that early pressure and early advantage. So, by learning to establish it at the very beginning, you're actually going to improve your gameplay. Combat Rogue is an interesting spec, has a lot of opportunities and a lot of comps to play with. And these are some of the videos I wanted to show you guys to have you guys learn how to play a thing or two about combat. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Dalren. Let me know if you want to see any more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.